Welcome back, everyone, to more Oblivion. We have Dunbarrow Cove down here, which is kind of a thief lair that we can turn into a home for ourselves. We will deal with that at a later date. Let's go ahead and return back to Anvil. I want to get going on some of this fighter guild stuff. Where is the Fighters Guild? Maybe it's this direction. Have us a little graveyard.
I wouldn't go in there unless you have a strong stomach. We have orders to leave everything just the way it was until the investigation into the chapel attack is finished.
Well, we do need to check this out anyways, because this is going to be a quest, obviously. I'm here to investigate the chapel attack.
It's baffling. How anyone could have gotten in and out of there without being seen by our patrols is beyond me. Maybe that prophet is right. Some kind of unholy doom visited upon us.
Tell me about the prophet.
He preaches most of the day across the street from the chapel. I used to think he was crazy, but now he seems to be making some kind of sense. I hope that doesn't mean I'm going crazy now. Arvina Thalis is an odd one. I've heard some strange noises coming from her basement. Goodbye. What is it now?
Alright, well, let's get sidetracked, like I love to do. Holy shit. Laerthalthir got fucked up. Don't mind if I take that, you won't be needing it. Whoa. Dumania. I think I need a bunch of Anvil Chapel keys. One should suffice. So apparently this gets changed, this Chapel of Dibella gets changed from having the Knights of Nine download installed. This is what causes the chapel to be attacked. I don't know why we don't have any kind of quest for it, but I'm assuming that's because we need to look more into the Knights of Nine stuff. But we still need to also talk to this prophet individual. I guess we can look around. Conjuration book. Time to read. Frostfall, Book 10 of 2920, the last year of the First Era. The creature before them blinked, senseless, its eyes glazed, mouth opening and closing as if relearning its function. A thin glob of saliva burbled down between its fangs and hung suspended. Tarala had never seen anything of its kind before, reptilian and massive, perched on its hind legs like a man. Ministera applauded enthusiastically. "My child," she crowed, "you have come so far in such a short time. What were you thinking when you summoned this Deathroth?" It took Tarala a moment to recall whether she was thinking anything at all. She was merely overwhelmed that she'd reached out across the fabric of reality into the realm of Oblivion and plucked forth this loathsome creature, conjuring it into the world by the power of her mind. "I was thinking of the color red," Tarala said, concentrating, "the simplicity and clarity of it. And then I desired and spoke the charm, and this is what I conjured up." "Desire is a powerful force for a young witch," said Menestera, "and it is well matched for this instance. For this dead wrath is nothing if not a simple force of the spirits. Can you release your desire as easily?" Tarala closed her eyes and spoke the dismissal invocation. The monster faded away like a painting in sunlight, still blinking confusedly. Menestera embraced her dark elf pupil, laughing with delight. "I never would have believed it. A month and a day, and you've been with the Coven, and you're already far more advanced than most of us women here. There is powerful blood in you, Tarala. You touch spirits like you are touching a lover. You'll be leading this Coven one day. I have seen it." Tarala smiled. It was good to be complimented. The Duke of Mournhold had praised her pretty face, and her family, before she had dishonored them, praised her manners. Cassier had been nothing more than a companion. His compliments meant nothing. But with Menestera, she felt she was home. "You'll be leading the Coven for many years yet, great sister," said Tarala. "I certainly intend to, but the spirits, while marvelous companions and faultless tellers of truth, are often hazy about when and hows. You can't blame them, really. When and how means so little to them." Menestera opened the door to the shed, allowing the brisk autumn breeze in to dispel the bitter and fetid smells of Deadroth. "Now I need you to run an errand to Wayrest. It's only a week's ride there and a week's ride back. Bring Doyatha and Selefina with you. As much as we try to be self-sufficient, there are herbs we can't grow here, and we seem to run through an enormous quantity of gems in no time at all. It's important that the people of the city learn to recognize you as one of the wise women of Skeffington Coven. You'll find the benefits of being notorious far outweigh the inconveniences." Tarala did as she was bade. As she and her sisters climbed aboard their horses, Menestera brought her child, little 5-month-old Bosriel, to kiss her mother goodbye. The witches were in love with the little Dunmer infant, fathered by a wicked duke, birthed by wild Aelid elves in the forest heart of the Empire. Tarala knew her nursemaids would protect her child with their lives. After many kisses and a farewell wave, the 3 young witches rode off into the bright woods under a covering of red, yellow, and orange. 12 Frostfell, 2920. Dunnan High Rock. For midday evening, the least loved Porcupine Tavern was wildly crowded. A roaring fire in the pit in the center of the room cast an almost sinister glow on all the regulars and made the abundance of bodies look like a punishment tapestry inspired by the Arcturian heresies. Cassier took his usual place with his cousin and ordered a flagon of ale. "Have you been to see the Baron?" asked Paleth. "Yes, his work for me in the Palace of Ervius," said Cassier proudly. "But more than that I can't say. You understand secrets of state and all that? Why are there so many damn people here tonight? A shipload of dark elves just came in from the harbor. They've come from the war. I was just waiting until you got here to introduce you as another veteran." Cassier blushed, but regained his composure enough to ask, "What are they doing here? Has there been a truce?" "I don't know the full story," said Paleth, "but apparently the Emperor and Vivek are in negotiations again. These fellows have investments they were keen to check on, and they figured on things in the bay were quiet enough. The only way we can get the full story is to talk to the chaps." With that, Paleth gripped his cousin's arm and pulled him to the other side of the bar, so suddenly Cassier would have had to struggle violently to resist. The Dunmer travelers were spread out across the 4 tables, laughing with the locals. They were largely amiable young men, well-dressed, befitting merchants, animated in gesture made more extravagant by liquor. "Excuse me," said Paleth, intruding on the conversation. "My shy cousin Cassier was in the war as well, fighting for the living god Vivek." "The only Cassier I've ever heard of," said one of the Dunmer drunkenly, with a wide, friendly smile, shaking Cassier's free hand, "was a Cassier Whitley, whose Vivek said was the worst spy in history. We lost Al Marek due to his bungling intelligence work. For your sake, friend, I hope the two of you are never confused. Cassier smiled and listened as the lout told the story of his failure with bountiful exaggerations which caused the table to roar with laughter. Several eyes looked his way, but none of the locals sought to explain that the fool of the table was standing at attention. The eyes that stung the most were his cousin's, the young man who had believed that he had returned to Dine in a great hero. At some point, certainly, the Baron would hear about it, his idiocy increasing manifold with each retelling. With every fiber in his soul, Cassier cursed the living god Vivek. 21 Frostville, 2920, the imperial city of Cyrodiil. Corda, in a robe of blinded whiteness and a uniform of the priestess of the Hegath Morwa Conservatorium, arrived in the city just as the first winter storm was passing. The clouds broke with sunlight, and the beauteous teenage Redguard girl appeared in a wide avenue with escort, riding toward the palace. While her sister was tall, thin, angular, and haughty, Corda was a small, round-faced lass with wide brown eyes. The locals were quick to draw comparisons. Not a month after Lady Rija's execution, muttered a housemaid, peering out the window and winking to her neighbor. And not a month out of the nunnery either, the other woman agreed, reveling in the scandal. This one's in for a ride. The sister weren't no innocent, and look where she ended up. 24 Frostville, 2920, Dine High Rock. Cassier stood on the harbor and watched the early sleet fall on the water. It was a pity, he thought, that he was prone to seasickness. There was nothing for him now in Tamriel, to the east or to the west. Vivek's tale of his poor spycraft had spread to taverns everywhere. The Baron of Dine had released him from his contract. No doubt they were laughing about him at Daggerfall too, and Dawnstar, Lumoth, Remen, Greenheart, probably, and Akavir, and Yokuda for that matter. Probably it would be best to drop into the waves and sink. The thought, however, did not stay long in his mind. It was not despair that haunted him, but rage and potent fury that he could not assuage. "Excuse me, sir," said a voice behind him, making him jump. "I'm sorry to disturb you, but I was wondering whether you could recommend an inexpensive tavern for me to spend the night." It was a young man, a Nord, with a sack over his shoulder. Obviously, he had just disembarked from one of the boats. For the first time in weeks, someone was looking at Cassier as something other than a colossal famous idiot. He could not help, black as his mood was, but be friendly. "You just arrived from Skyrim?" asked Cassier. "No, sir, that's where I'm going," said the fellow. "I'm working my way home. I've come up from Sentinel, and before that Stroll Slakai, and before that Woodhearth and Valenwood, and before that Arteum in Somerset. Wellig's my name." Cassier introduced himself and shook Wellig's hand. "Did you say you came from Arteum? Are you the Psychic?" "No, sir, not anymore," the fellow shrugged. "I was expelled." "Do you know anything about summoning Daedra?" "You see, I want to cast a curse against a particularly powerful person, one might say a living god, and I haven't had any luck. The Baron won't allow me in his sight, but the Baroness has sympathy for me and allowed me to use their summoning chambers," Cassier spat. "I did all the rituals, made sacrifices, but nothing came of it." "That'd be because Sotha Sil, my old master," replied Wellig with some bitterness. "The Daedra princes have agreed not to be summoned by any amateurs, at least until the war ends. Only the Psychics may counsel with the Daedra, and a few nomadic sorcerers and witches." "Witches, did you say?" 29 Frostville, 2920, Fargaius High Rock. Pale sunlight flickered behind the mist bathing the forest as Turala, Doryatha, and Celefina drove their horses on. The ground was wet with a thin layer of frost and laden down with goods. It was a slippery way over unpaved hills. Turala tried to contain her excitement about coming back to the Coven. Wayrest had been an adventure, and she adored the looks of fear and respect the city folk gave her. But for the last few days, all she could think of was returning to her sisters and her child. A bitter wind whipped her hair forward so she could see nothing but the path ahead. She did not hear the rider approach to her side until he was almost upon her. When she turned and saw Cassier, she shouted with as much surprise as pleasure at meeting an old friend. His face was pale and drawn, but she took it to be merely from travel. "What brings you back to Ferragus?" she smiled. "Were you not treated well in Tendon?" "Well enough," said Cassier. "I have need of a Skeffington Kevin." "Ride with us," said Turella. "I'll bring you to Minnestera." The four continued on, and the witches regaled Cassier with tales of the Wayrest. It was evident that it was also a rare treat for Doryatha and Celefina to leave old Barbin's farm. They had been born there as daughters and granddaughters of the Skeffington witches. Ordinary High Rock city life was exotic to them as it was to Turala. Cassier said little, but smiled and nodded his head, which was encouragement enough. Thankfully, none of the stories they had heard were about his own stupidity. Or at the very least, they did not tell him. Dryatha was in the midst of a tale she had heard in the tavern about a thief who had been locked overnight in a pawn shop when they crossed over a familiar hill. Suddenly she halted her story. The barn was supposed to be visible, but it was not. The other three followed her gaze into the fog, and a moment later they rode as fast as they could towards what was once the site of Skeffington Coven. The fire had long since burned out. Nothing but ashes, skeletons, and broken weaponry remained. Cassier recognized at once the signs of an orc raid. The witches fell from their horses, racing through the remains, wailing. Slefina found a tattered, bloodied piece of cloth that she recognized from Minestero's cloak. She held it to her ashen face, sobbing. Tarala screamed for Bosriel, but the only reply was the high whistling wind, the ashes. "Who did this?" she cried, tears streaking down her face. "I swear I'll conjure up the very flames of Oblivion. What have they done with my baby?" "I know who did it," said Cassier, quietly dropping from his horse and walking towards her. "I've seen these weapons before. I fear I met the very fiends responsible in Denon, but I never thought they'd find you. This is the work of assassins hired by the Duke of Mournhold." He paused. The lie came easily. Adopt and improvise. What's more, he could tell instantly that she believed it. Her resentment over the cruelty the Duke had shown her had quieted but never disappeared. One look at her burning eyes told him that she would summon the Daedra and wreak his and her revenge upon Morrowind. And what's more, he knew they'd listen, and listen they did. For the power that is greater than desire is rage. Even rage is misplaced. All right. They put a lot of effort into making these books actually contain great stories. That was the name of that book. 2920 Frostfall. I mean, not that I'm going to steal anything. Yeah, I mean, we could read for days. See if there's any good wine here. Still looking for some Shadow Banish wine. Alright, we can always come back here. We'll keep our eyes peeled for the prophet.
Look well upon this chapel of
Never mind, there he is.
Look at the faces of the dead. This is your future. Evil has returned, and the Nine need a champion. Oh my! To what do I owe this honor? I am but a humble prophet. What business do you have with me?
Tell me about the Anvil Chapel attack, Big Mouth.
This is only the beginning. Umaril has returned, as foretold by Pelinal Whitestrake in his dying breath.
Umaril? Who the fuck is that?
Umaril the Unfeathered, a sorcerer king of the aliens, who ruled over this land for long ages before the rise of men. He was cast down by Pelinal Whitestrake, but Umaril's spirit survived, and now he has returned to seek vengeance upon the gods.
Who is Pelinal Whitestrake?
Does no one remember the old tales? Saint Pelinal, the divine crusader of legend, Alicia's companion when she overthrew the rule of the Aliads 3,000 years ago. Pelinal, with the aid of the gods, fought the Aliad sorcerer King Umaril and slew him. But Umaril's spirit survived, and he has now returned.
Just tell me who attacked the fucking chapel.
Do you understand nothing? The blood speaks. I can read the ancient runes if you cannot. As uibala umarale el nada rakuva. In the Aliad tongue, by the eternal power of Umaril, the mortal gods shall be cast down. A curse upon Umaril's ancient foes, and a threat.
So how do we stop Umaril?
Alas, Umaril cannot be stopped. Not without the aid of the gods, not without the Crusaders' relics. Without a champion, the gods are powerless to act. But who among us is worthy to wield the divine Crusader's weaponry?
Trog Bullhammer raises his hand. I will quest for the relics.
You would quest for the holy panoply of Pelinal Whitestrake? The legendary relics that have been sought by mighty warriors throughout the ages? Are you a worthy knight?
Yes. I am the hero Kvatch.
Well then, hail, hero of Kvatch! Let me add one more voice to the never-ending chorus of praise. I'm sure one of your many devotees will be able to guide you on your way to find the Crusaders' relics.
Tell me of the Crusaders' relics.
The weapons and armor of Pelinal Whitestrake, Alicia's comrade, granted to him by the Aid Divines. He went alone into the White Gold Tower, challenged the Aliad sorcerer King Umaril to single combat, and slew him. Alas, Umaril was not truly slain, but only cast beyond the bounds of Nirn. And now he has returned to wreak his vengeance upon the gods, as was prophesied by Pelinal himself with his dying breath. Only a true knight, wielding the holy relics of the divine Crusader, has a chance to defeat Umaril. But alas for Tamriel, the Crusader's relics have been lost for many an age. Who now can succeed in the quest for the relics, where the greatest knights of legend all failed?
Quest for the relics.
Are you a worthy knight? And I'm sure you will have no trouble finding. Why do you?
Tell me more about Umaril.
He is the enemy of all who walk free on Tamriel today. A survivor of the ancient race of alien slave masters who once ruled Cyrodiil. He was struck down by Pelinal, but by his art, Umaril had bound himself to the realm of his mistress, the Daedra Lord Meridia. So he was not slain, but simply cast adrift upon the waters of Oblivion. Now he has returned to seek vengeance upon the gods who helped bring about his downfall so many ages ago. Think on this. What happened here is only the beginning. Is there no one who would stand for the Nine? I am Cyrodiil Come, he said, old Riemann, born from the earth that is Elesh, and yet he would scorn this country now. Repent, I say, repent! The blood of the Bella's slaughtered acolytes cries out for vengeance! Vengeance! Who will take up this holy crusade? Pelinal Whitestrake once struck down the enemies of man and God. Who will now reclaim his relics and fight again for the true faith? Cut 8-wise he was, Pelinal the Blamer, champion of men, and though dispersed, he left us a warning. Heed it! Who will walk the pilgrim's way, as did the questing knights of old?
Alright. So this is part of the pilgrimage quest, alright. Spoken to the prophet outside of Anvil Chapel. He claims that an ancient Aelid sorcerer king has returned from beyond the grave to destroy the church, and that only a true knight wearing the legendary Crusader's relics can possibly defeat him. I should speak to him further to find out how to find these lost relics.
So,
we did.
Are you? Let the gods be the judge of that. I cannot see into men's hearts. I see only their words and deeds.
How can I find the relics?
The gods grant insight to those they deem worthy. Why and how they act is not predictable. What I can tell you is that, traditionally, knights who wish to quest for the relics would walk the pilgrim's way. Travel to the way shrines of the 9 divines. Pray to each of the gods in turn, and ask their favor upon your quest. If the gods deem you worthy, you will be granted a sign. Go forth with the 9's blessings. For those who would repent their past deeds, walking the pilgrim's way is a traditional way to cleanse yourself before the gods. Follow the map I gave you. Visit the way shrines of the 9. Pray and wait for a sign.
Give me a map of Pilgrim's Way to help me locate the shrines. Once I have visited a way shrine for each of the 9 divines, I may receive a vision if I am judged a worthy knight.
May the 8 and 1.
Alright, so we got a little progress on that quest. That's nice. We'll be doing that as we can. As we can. Tra got them jumping feet. What the fuck is the Fighters Guild? Okay. I'm blind. It's okay. It's okay.
Can I help you, brother?
Good morning.
Azin, hey, I need to talk to you.
Head of the Anvil Fighters Guild chapter and advanced blunt weapons trainer. A contract for you? I think I've got something that suits your experience. Arvina Phyllis has some problem with rats in her house.
Alright, a rat quest.
Yes, rats. I'm sure she can explain it to you better than I. She lives here in Anvil. Go and talk to her. Good luck.
A rat problem? Tell me about Anvil.
Our Fighters Guild chapter here is big, primarily because we're a training center, which earns us each a good living. Hey, you're the one they call the hero of Kvatch, aren't you? One that
That's me!
and save the city.
Oh, shucks. Don't make me blush.
Knowledge is power. Go take care of the rats, then talk to me.
Vigdis, Fighters Guild.
What's up, Vigdis? You got a nice mouth on you.
Are you kidding? I came here to get away from the mountains and snow. You ever spent a winter in Skyrim? Or Bruma? Give me the Gold Coast any day. Mirabelle Monet runs quite a boarding house. I understand all of the sailors leave very satisfied.
There is a lot of prostitution in Oblivion.
There's much I can show you.
She cannot help me in Blunt. I'm already too badass for her.
Farewell.
Hello. I'm Rufrius Venetius, Fighters Guild hand-to-hand trainer.
I don't do hand-to-hand, baby.
You're not from around here, are you? Just a warning. Be careful if you go swimming. It's the slaughterfish. They'll swarm you. Sure. In the arena you can make a lot of money real fast. And you can get dead real fast, too. Let's get to training. Take care.
Rana, I'm Anvil's advanced trainer in blade weapons.
I'm looking for the master training.
I certainly can't teach you anything more. But if the rumors are true, and Alix Lincolia is passing through Cyrodiil, he might be able to teach you.
That's who I need to find. Alix
He'll be truly
Lincolia.
famous one day. Word already spreads about his skill. I think someone saw him at Farragill Inn not too long ago. You should try there.
Farragill Inn. Okay. Blade training. Definitely want to look into that.
I worry sometimes I'll go soft here. Training mostly. and
Shit, I
living
go
easy.
soft all the time. Wait,
So
what?
now and then, I go out along the coast on my own just to stay in shape. I hear that Velwyn Benaras is trying to sell off Benaras Manor. Hopefully the new owners will clean that eyesore up. Good day.
What can I do for you?
Not a
Go
damn
to
thing, Mr. Clean. Why don't you get the fuck out of my way?
By the Nine Divines, assault!
Hey!
Assault!
That's not a saw. You're standing in my fucking way! Fucking asshole!
Good to see you.
What's going on with you? Just a bunch of thugs.
Now I gotta do this shit again, you cocksucker.
Amazon.
Amazon.
Go take care of the rats. Then
I'm Rufrius. Good day.
Rana. I can show you some new things. Go hurt something.
Try to. So can I beat this thing up and get skill? 79.
Hiya! Ha! Yeah!
I don't know if it's going up. Is that fucking with my sword, though? That'd be terrible. Nah. Alright. Well, we got a level. Fuck it. Give me my level. What's up with this +2 shit, man? Endurance is done. Might as well start maxing out strength, then we can get to everything else. Level 15, like a badass. Alright, I dig it.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah, if it is going up, it's not going up very fast. I think we need to be beaten up on real creatures. Alright, let's go help with this rat problem. Arvina Thalis. Are you upstairs? Where are you at? Hello.
Ah, you must be from the Fighters Guild. Good, I have a problem. It has to do with the rats in my basement.
Tell me about these rats.
That's right. Rats in my basement. And something has been killing them. It's horrible. My poor babies. You must do something. I don't know what I'd do without them. Their little pink noses. Their scaly little tails. Please get to the basement and find out what's happening.
Tell me of Anvil.
You can't imagine the fuss some people make. My rats are no problem for anyone. Mirabelle Monet is quite a woman. Ask any of the sailors down at the forecastle.
Alright, let's go see what's going on here.
Please save my little rats.
What's down there fucking beating the shit out of her rats? A rat problem. Whoa! I've killed a mountain lion in Arvina the Thalis' basement. It must be sneaking in through a hole in the wall somewhere. I should tell Arvina what has happened. Fuck that mountain lion up, bro. Oh, you got some cheese down here for him? That's sweet. Cheesy bitch.
Oh, well, what have you found? Did you take care of my babies? What was going on down there?
You got a goddamn lion in your basement.
A mountain lion? In my basement? But how? That's not possible. But it happened. What if there are more? What if it wasn't alone? Where there's one, there will be more. Find Pinarus and Ventius. He's a hunter and knows this area inside and out. He'll know what to do. Please, go find Pinarus and those mountain lions.
Panaris, Phineas, Licinius, Minius. The hunter.
What is it now? What can I do? Innerus Inventius, hunter, woodsman, and marksman at your service.
I need help with some mountain lions.
Mountain lions? Here. Odd. If they're around, I can find them. Come with me. A hunt will do us good, and maybe make that old nut feel better.
Tell me of Vanderbilt.
Plenty of deer, wolf, boar, mountain lion, bear in the county. Just need to know where to look for them. May and Lorne and his brother run a nice establishment at the Flowing Bowl. I can show you some new things.
I'm so bad with the bow.
Let's go hunting.
Okay, I'm gonna use my sword. You coming out, or what the fuck are we doing here? Guy's got some pretty dope armor too. Has he got it? He's got a glass sword too?
Filth! Stop right there!
Bro! I was just looking. I can't even look. I look but not touch rule. Look but not touch. Oh, this guy's just gonna take his fucking time. I'll be back, Ed. Hang tight. I'm gonna have a birthday by the time we finish following this guy. Jesus. What is... You got ass armor? You got like butthole armor. What is that? He's got plate mail over his anus. Oh shit, it's gonna rain.
If they're out here, they'll be in this area. I can't imagine there are more than 4 of them. Let's take care of this.
Oh, I see him right here.
You can go tell Arvena this is all taken care of. Good hunting.
You got the jiggly shakes. Fucking start mountain lion having an epileptic seizure over here. What the fuck? Let me help you out. Motherfucker! Damn, Wolf tried to come up and get into the city. Look at his eyes. Dirt? More? We know this quest isn't going to be over this easily.
You've got to take care of those mountain lions.
I did, bitch.
You think you've gotten rid of them all? You do? Well, you haven't. There's one in my basement right now. Go get it!
What the hell is going on here? I've killed a second mountain lion in Arvina at Dallas's basement. More rat food. These are good little health mushrooms, I think.
Like the gods, you killed that thing. This is ridiculous. Someone's out to get me, to get my poor babies. I'll bet it's that Quillweave next door.
Quillweave?
She's the one. She's never liked me or my sweet little pets. I know it's her. I've even seen her sneaking around in back of my house at night. She thinks she's so smart. She and all the other women. I'll show her. I want you to keep an eye on her. Find out what she's up to. Please save my little rats.
My name's Quillweave. I've had some success selling stories about the lives of the lower and criminal classes.
Are you guilty? Are you releasing mountain lions into this poor lady's basement?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sure what you're accusing me of, but don't do it without any proof.
Mm-hmm.
Between the sailors and shipmen of the port and
Bitch
my
is guilty.
local circle of friends, I have plenty of yarns for knitting up my tales.
You telling one right now.
Knowledge is the key to success in any endeavor.
She's into acrobatics.
Farewell.
Alright, well obviously she's not going to do anything during the day.
What?
Hello?
How goes it?
How are you today?
Okay, you?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Good news from Kvatch for a change. The last of the Daedra have been driven out.
Fine.
Good night.
Take care.
Why is this bitch creeping around like that? Uh-huh. I've seen Quillweave leaving meat outside Arvenia Thelis' house. This must be what's attracting the mountain lions into town and into Arvenia's basement. I should confront that hooker. Excuse me.
What? Yes. What can I do for you?
Did you not just drop those fucking ribeyes down on the floor?
You what? Well, I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. I would never go skulking about. Fine, you've got me. I figured if I left some rotten meat outside, the nasty little things would come out, and the guards would take care of them. Mountain lions? In her basement? I just wanted to lure her vermin outside. I didn't mean to hurt anyone, except the rats. Please, don't tell her.
No, that's
And
fucked up.
if you can keep this our little secret, I can make it worth your while. There's a bit about acrobatics I can teach you. Give it some thought.
I jump around just fine. I'm gonna rat you out. No pun intended.
So, did you follow her? She's behind it, isn't she? Tell me what you found out.
She was behind it.
I knew it. That Swit. Oh, I'll get her. You just wait. Must have taken some fast talking to get her to confess. Maybe I can teach you a little bit more about how to talk to people. And of course, here's the payment for the contract. Thank you.
So she gives you speechcraft. The other chick gives you a point in fucking acrobatics. You get the gold either way, I guess. You get the. I think that you get a point of fame either way. It just depends which you want to point it. There's no big difference.
Goodbye.
Be honest with this lady or not. Yeah, but that's her pets. As a pet owner, I feel obliged to let her in on the truth. Although rats are a little strange, but hey, lots of people own mice and rats. Well, now it's all late as shit. That's alright. Coming to the close of this video, there's one more thing I want to check out.
Well met.
That questicle is complete. Oh, we might as well go back to the Fighters Guild first and see if there's anything else we can do there. It's gonna be... Oh yeah, way on the other side, that's right. Practicing my acrobatics. I'm gonna be able to jump over the city wall before too long.
Hello.
Hey!
What can I... Go hurt something.
Where's Azan? Or Azan, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Greetings to you.
Good evening.
Hello. A pleasure to speak. Looking for more work, eh? Good. Got a contract for you. I'd like you to go talk to Norbert Lels, here in Anvil.
Norbert Lels?
He runs Lels Quality Merchandise here in Anvil. He's been having problems with break-ins, though, and he's hired us to put a stop to it.
On it. That will be something to do in the next video.
Take care of Lels. He needs that.
Mojo! Got a cool-ass dog? I want a dog named Mojo.
Hi there.
Hi.
Herwin's an excited bastard. Alright, we're hunting for a unique item here. Sure. Steer by the stars of the lady. The stars of the lady shine upon you. You have gained the lady's worried greater power. Okay. Oh, here it is. 120 seconds. It's the last 2 minutes? That's poop. That's that poop. Out here by the docks. Is there a way to zoom in and out here or no? Ah, I see some Nern root. Give me that nerdy Nern. Nerdy Nern root. Swimming around in plate mail. More nerdy Nern root.
Ha!
Holy shit.
Yeah!
Batting poor mud crabs aside.
Yeah!
Well, we're going to be able to complete our Nerd Rune quest if we find one more. found a total of 10 Nirnroot. I should return to Sindarian and Skingard, so he can begin creating an elixir of exploration for them. We'll get around to that, of course. I'm not sure if there is a purpose to collecting all the Nirnroot. Does it actually count toward an achievement? We are going to want our Jewel of Brumaire, because we're about to go swimming. I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to find anything in here. There we go. That's how. My little trick that I used before. Alright, took me a second to find it, but from this island that I dove off of earlier, you can see that rock here. You want to basically come to the south of that rock and just come straight down. You're going to see right here, there is, looks like the body of a skeleton. So let's dive on down in there. And there's the helmet called Fin Gleam. Unfortunately, it is a light armor helmet, but let's check it out. It looks like some Boba Fett shit. Maybe not. It goes with my matches my glass sword. It's pretty cool. But anyways, it gives you water breathing, gives you night eye, and detect life. 20 feet. Definitely a cool little trinket to add to our collection. So yes, that is where you can find the Fin Gleam helmet. I do like the night eye. Does add a bit of light. Helps a little bit underwater, no? Yeah, we have that versus this. Probably help us sneaking around in dungeons as well. I'll definitely wear it around while we're traveling in the dark and... I want to see how the detect life works. Does it outline shit that's alive? I mean, 20 feet isn't very far. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so now 20 feet. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's very useful, but anyways. Alright, folks, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Stay tuned for more Oblivion.